Well, hello there. I didn't see you. Thanks for coming into our YouTube page and checking it out. Please, take your shoes off. Take your jacket off. Put your jacket back on. Put your shoes back on and watch this video. This is an old clip, isn't it, Joe?
It's an oldie and a goodie.
It's an old and a good. Old good for your eyes. Use your hands to leave a comment if you like it. If you don't like it, then don't say anything because we have fragile feelings. But please enjoy this old clip from the Andy Show's history while you get ready for new clips from the Andy Show's future.
Coming daily soon.
Flat out. As
the worst place you could have thrown it.
your A-cam.
You couldn't do that again if you tried, probably.
No, there's no way. I just tossed it and I did.
No, let's see here. Try it.
No, I don't want
Try it
to.
again. Hit the leg.
I'll do the exact throw I just did. Ready? Take the keys off. No.
Oh! Destroyed it.
All right. Hello and welcome to the second episode of The Andy Show. We are here in beautiful, hot-ass California. It was previously cold this morning and felt like fall, but it is no longer. It is hot and I'm wearing a sweater. We're here to record our second episode. Today we have a guest. Are you excited, Joe?
I am ecstatic.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Good. We've got Ash Alvidson, who will be on the show later, but first we want to talk about some shit. What's been weighing on you, Joe?
Well, actually, my clothes are weighing on me because I mistimed the dryer.
Yeah.
And I had to leave, and so I put on what I thought to be my dried pants, which, you know, it's nice when they're right out of the dryer.
Yeah, the oven is what you almost
I was going to say oven.
It's nice when your pants are right out of the oven. I bake my pants.
Yeah. But, you know, they appeared to be dry.
Sure.
And then on the inside, as I sat down driving here, I realized they're quite damp.
Okay. How wet are they right now?
It is uncomfortable.
Okay.
So, you know, just for all of you watching, just know I'm uncomfortable this entire episode.
Blasco, have you ever experienced the phenomenon of your pants being too wet to be comfortable?
I have not.
So every time you dry your pants, you do it for the exact right amount of time?
Well, until they're dry.
Do you keep putting them back in?
Yeah.
It can be confusing, though, because when you first take the pants out,
Yeah.
they're hot.
Exactly.
And so you can't tell.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, and it was more of a time issue today. I put them in, I had to get here, and so I should have started the cycle a little earlier than I did.
Or we should move back our filming time
Just
to
so
allow
that-
for
just
to
so
allow
that
for
my-
you to be able to make your pants the right
Exactly.
amount of
And
dry.
then I'm also dealing with with jeans sometimes, you know, they shrink when you take them out of the,
Sure.
you know, so they're a little snug right now too.
How tight are your pants right now?
They're uncomfortable.
That's good. That's good. Look,
So I've got some tight, wet pants and sweatshirt. This was also
also tight and wet.
not so tight.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little more loose, but it's a little damp.
All right.
So
Well, thank you for starting the show off in a great way.
yeah.
I appreciate it. We're in a crazy place right now.
Yeah, exactly. Though I do hear you also had an uncomfortable situation. Was it yesterday?
Well,
And I did hear this from you, I should say. It's not like I heard this
sure.
from
You didn't. Well, who knows? By the time this is out, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
If
Yeah.
someone has. So, look, we're in a position right now in America where people have their tension is high. People are upset about things. People are reacting. One person that manifested their possible upset, and in all actuality, probably were just a crazy person, was someone who was in front of me, or rather in front of my grift car yesterday at the local grocery store.
Okay.
Blasco, you know, like when you drive into a grocery store, there's the situation where if you come into the entrance that is nearest the entryway of the grocery store, you're faced with the crosswalk of people that come in front of you and go into the store. And there's kind of a cadence to the car where you go very slowly, you let someone pass. The next car goes really slowly, let someone pass. And because as we film this, it is almost Thanksgiving, grocery store is packed.
Yep,
So there's tons of
craziness.
people. We're waiting. I'm 2 cars back. And we're going slowly. I'm not really thinking about it. We get up to the crosswalk area. This is Juliet and I are in the car. And we stop. I would say, let's use little action figure Andy here as the example.
Little Orphan Andy.
Little Orphan Andy as the example.
Would you like this to be the car?
Sure. The vehicle is about this far away, okay, from the gentleman who is crossing the street, okay? So that's the spatial distance. At the time that he starts to cross, and honestly, before he starts to cross, my car is rolling to a stop at a safe distance away from him. He freaks the fuck out, honestly, and starts flailing his arms around and yelling "no, no, no" at me. And it goes on for an inappropriate amount of time for a freak out. Let's look at it this way. If someone does that to you and it lasts 5 seconds, that's not that long, but it
feels like
you can laugh at it and go, look at this crazy guy. This lasted for a legitimate 12 seconds, where he is nearly on the hood of my car, yelling at me, saying, "Stop it!"
He's walked closer to you.
He is now this close to the car, yelling "no, no, no" at me, and making a scene as if I hit him. And now some weird lizard brain part of me kicks in, where I have had enough with this old man, and for some reason, this is an ill-advised move, I get out of the car.
Before we get to that, what is this man? Does he appear on the surface as a crazy person?
He is dressed wonderfully, with a scarf tucked into a cardigan.
So that really throws you, because it's one thing if he looks like a crazy person.
Yeah,
Like, oh, he's
nice designer glasses on, little like chinos with nice shoes, all navy blue.
Smell a bean, perhaps.
White, nicely cut white hair, kind of an Anderson Cooper haircut going on.
Maybe Ted Danson.
Yeah, he's probably about. He could be Ted Danson's older brother age group.
Okay.
For the layman, Ted Danson's older brother.
Fred Dansen.
Yeah, Fred Danson.
Fred Danson.
Let's call him Fred Danson.
Yeah.
He was dancing in front of my
There we
car.
go. Yeah.
So Fred Danson is in front of the car. He is freaking out, and so look, I'm going to say that now is when I make the mistake, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I put the car in park. We're already stopped, so I put the car in park. Juliet is sitting in the passenger seat. I have had enough of Fred Danson, and I get out of the car, and I don't know what I'm gonna do if I am able to get to him, because it's not like I can fight this guy over this. But thankfully, I don't have to find out, because the minute that I open the door, Fred Danson, wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man style, runs away into the grocery store, freaking out.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat, you name.
As if he is being chased by someone who is attacking him. So from the time that the car pulls up to the time he runs into the store, he is being attacked in his mind by me in some capacity, both in the vehicle and out of the vehicle. So all I can do is for some reason yell the sentence, "What the hell are you doing? Did I hit you or something? Excuse me, what is going on?" Which draws attention to me by everyone who is in front of the grocery store.
You're probably saying this fairly loudly.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm mad as hell because now I've made myself get out of the car. So I'm embarrassed of my own actions. I'm acting like a jackass by being out of the car. Poor Juliet is mortified in the car while I'm yelling at this old flailing man who's running into the grocery store.
There's nothing funnier than seeing somebody politely shout angrily.
Yeah.
"Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
What have I done?"
Yeah. It was, I didn't say like you or anything.
Right,
I was so confused about what was happening that all I had in me is, what are you doing? What? It wasn't like even an angry inflection in my voice. It was a dumbfounded kind of I'm upset that this is occurring. So he runs into the store. I get back in the car. We park the car. We're talking about Thanksgiving plans, whatever else. I've moved on from the crazy, well-dressed Flanderson Cooper,
Fred Danson
guy. And so we walk into the grocery store, a store that we've been to a million times.
Did you anticipate you may run into Fred again?
Well, I didn't really think about it.
Okay, it was out of sight, out of mind.
To tell you the truth, I don't know what was going to It's not like I'm going to fight this old man.
Right. You're going to have a showdown. You each are at one end.
Yeah, we didn't do anything to each other except him inconveniencing me and making me look like a jackass to every, old person at the grocery store. Which now what happens is, as I walk into the store, I'm well aware of the fact that the other old people have turned on me and are siding with Fred Danson.
The community is spoken.
Sure. There's some sort of first of all, I do most of my business at the hours that old people do business.
Right.
Because of my job, a
I know
a
that.
Tuesday at 2:45 going to the grocery store is not an odd occurrence. But the only other people there are elderly people who have that time to go to the grocery store. So now me, tattooed guy, and my wife are walking into the grocery store, the pariah of the store, because we are essentially against the elderly gentleman who acted like I tried to kill him. And to these people, they don't necessarily know that I didn't do anything. They just saw my crazy ass get out of the car and start yelling, "What the hell are you doing?"
Right.
As this old man skipped to the loo into the store.
You know, the thing that you didn't run into the guy, right?
No, not even close.
But no, I mean run into him in the store.
But we're not there
Like-
yet.
So we're not there yet.
Okay, but I'm saying at this point, as you're telling the story, I'm thinking that the one thing that could happen that would drive me crazy, like, is if you ran into him in the store and he was gonna give you like a, you should really be more careful, like telling you
Sure.
what
So
to
this
do.
is-
That would send me over.
I
the
don't
top.
see him, but here's what happens. We go into the store and we go into the bread section, whatever. Grocery shopping is an incredibly mundane activity, and the only conversation that you can have during it is about mundane, minute things.
Yes.
What the bread should we get? What kind of bread do you want?
Right.
It is a couple who has been together for a long time and knows our grocery list talking about a slightly different grocery list for Thanksgiving. That is the only thing that's happening. And I am at a very calm level because I'm talking about something that is impossible to get passionate about.
It is hard to get passionate about bread.
Right. So,
Although that is all we ate for Thanksgiving for a number of years.
yeah, that's all I ate for many years. It
Yeah.
just rolls. But I've expanded. So I go into the store and Juliet and I are talking, whatever, and an employee of the grocery store comes running up to me and says, "Excuse me, sir, I work here."
Was he flailing too?
No, but he's walking with urgency
yeah. He's
and
got-
anger in his face.
Ooh, anger. Okay.
That,
all right.
And then the next thing that comes out of his mouth makes me start laughing, a genuine, not a "I'm laughing at you" laugh. A laugh that is, what you just said is so stupid that I'm laughing.
Right.
And it's involuntary.
Right.
He says to me, "Excuse me, sir, are you planning to assault that old man in here?" That laugh that you have is exactly the laugh that I had.
Yes, I've been planning this for weeks.
I said, "No." "No, I'm not planning." He said, "Well, I saw what happened outside." I said, "Well, then what are you talking about? You saw what happened outside." He goes, You're not going to come in here and assault that old man."
Why? Because you got out of your car?
Because I got out of my car and said, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" and then got back in my car. By the way, I'm out of the car for less time than he was prancing in front of my car. So I go into... I go into like a laughing, not defensive, like "you're dumb" mode.
Right.
Another manager comes over. The manager comes over. Another guy in a buttoned-up shirt that is not the grocery store attire. The shirt that indicates that he works there, but he's got a higher ranking position that can allow for him to wear this other shirt. He comes up. Juliet says, "Excuse me, sir, are you the manager? This guy just came and told my husband that he thinks he's gonna attack somebody. Like, just so you know, that old man was being like aggressive and weird out there, and maybe you want to keep an eye on him because he was instigating this whole scenario." So they go, "Okay, yeah, we saw it," and kind of poo-poo the whole thing and go,
Right.
"Well, we're glad you're not going to attack that old man." And
If you're a baller attack man.
Sure.
Because you're just sitting there casually looking at bread.
Right.
And then what? They think in the back of your mind, you're like, just
I
wait
was
for
waiting.
it. Just
In
wait
their
for it.
version of the events, I walked into the store completely calm, like a sociopath, got all the groceries that I needed, and then as I saw the old man, ran up and just beat the shit out of him in the store, but needed to get, I guess that's what they assumed was going to happen. So I'm trying to forget about it. I'm then starting to go on the classic Andy head trip of, was I in the wrong? Did someone film this? Am I going to look like a lunatic? I start worrying because I worry about everything, and my ego is big enough to write me into the narrative of every possible story where I'm the lead character, where good and bad things happen. We've discussed this.
Yes.
Every good or bad thing that could ever happen, my brain will allow for me to be the lead character in that scenario, where everyone else at the grocery store cares a lot about the situation that happened with me. And in my head, it's gone around the whole store. So everywhere I'm walking, I'm being ridiculously polite to everyone in the store. If I so much as take my cart within 40 feet of you, I'm saying I'm sorry, I'm excusing myself, I'm calling people ma'am in like kind of a fey voice. "Excuse me, ma'am." My voice never leaves that level. And Juliet's looking at me like I'm crazy, and she goes, "Are you doing that thing?" And I go, "Yeah, yes, I am. Excuse me." I'm pushing the cart slowly. I'm apologizing to every employee for everything that happens. If I'm behind them while they're restocking a shelf, I'm apologizing profusely. Because in my mind, I need to make up the damage for the fact that I might have been too aggressive with an old crazy man. Just as I'm starting to think this, the manager comes up to me holding 2 coupons and says, "We just wanted to give you these for your trouble. We're sorry you had to put up with that." So I got 15% off the whole Thanksgiving purchase and was vindicated all in one nice sweep.
Maybe the fact that you were so kind to everybody, maybe they went to
See,
the
don't
manager.
say that, Joe, because then my weird psychosis, OCD thing will continue on. Because that's all it is at the end of the day. Yeah. It's me thinking if I do X, Y, Z, I can undo the terrible thing. It's the same thing that I've done my whole life. It's the reason why I have to wear the same matching jersey that the team is wearing while they're playing. Because in my head, that will change the situation.
Yes.
It's a crippling, weird place up there for me where I'm constantly I have to say I'm sorry to toys I don't buy as a little kid because their feelings might be hurt and they might think about it.
That's awesome.
For real, I would be almost in tears as a little kid in a store that I had to apologize to the other toys because they thought that they were going to come up. Do you know how much fucking Toy Story fucked me up? And the fact that the lead character's name was Andy? Like the whole idea that all my toys knew intrinsically what was going on and were aware of shit, and I needed to apologize to them. I cannot tell you how much the people at Pixar up my childhood with just that movie alone, because the amount of time that I wasted apologizing to inanimate objects that I still do. If I don't buy a plant, I have to apologize to it that it's not coming home with me and it has to spend the rest of its life in a store. If I'm at a store where I feel like the groceries are out of whack and maybe they're not arranged appropriately, I will do that so that the groceries have a better life in the grocery store. If I need to put something back that's on one side of the store, I will walk to the entire other side of the store so that my pumpkin spice creamer can be with all of its friends and it's not negated or overlooked. This is the shit that happens in my head. So yesterday, someone giving me a coupon right after I do a bunch of stupid shit to undo it just unfortunately made it very clear that I need to continue this weird path for the rest of my life.
I'm glad that was your takeaway from all this.
I think that's what we should all take away from it. And if you're watching this, it might already be out there, the headline, "Andy attacks an old prancing man in front of his car." I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Andy Show. It was informative, interesting, and nutritious.
It's hard to do all of those things, but we did it.
You got all your fiber, you got all your nutrients, your vitamins, your minerals.
Sodium.
You got all of your sodium. All that daily sodium intake that you need to be a living, floating, real person.
Sugar?
Okay. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you soon with new content, and we'll see you soon with old content.
Yeah,
Who knows
we'll be
what's
seeing you.
happening. We'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you again. In the words of Glenn Danzig, I'll be seeing you in hell.
Before you make it to hell, feel free to check out our merch store. The link is below.